Everybody, it's Gail from Gail's Bookish Things. Thanksgiving is just, next week, right around the corner. And soon after that, we will probably, many of us, be delving into Christmas activities. So one thing I like to have ready ahead of time is to have what has been commonly called a December daily journal. I started this a few years ago after watching a lot of Jessica Huffman's videos at I'm a Cool Mom. I really developed a love of junk journaling after watching many of her videos. So the past 2 years, this will be my third year, I've done what I call and others call a December daily. So basically you're doing a journal entry for every day in December. And I guess that's just because it's generally thought of as a festive time of year. We celebrate Christmas. There's New Year's Eve. Usually there's lots of activities going on in the communities. I don't know, how that will be altered this year, but even in my state of Missouri, the Botanical Garden in St. Louis has a garden glow, and we went last night. So before Thanksgiving, it wasn't crowded. It was beautiful, and it just kind of helped us all get into the festive mood. So hopefully wherever you live, there'll be something that you can do to enjoy the season. And, if you tend to want to stay more at home, maybe there's things that you're watching or reading or cards you're getting. So it's just a time to focus on the celebration, at least for me, of Christmas, Christ's birth, the beginning of our redemption story. And so I like to celebrate Christmas time. So anyway, let me just show you briefly what this can look like. You can use any kind of journal, of course. If you're a person like me that likes to do junk journals, that's a fun way to do it. But you can get a notebook, a spiral notebook or a bound notebook from a bookstore or something, or Walmart or Target, and do the same idea. Lots of times I use pages from a Christmas book. I bought several a few years ago that were at our area library book sale, and I just feel free to cut those up and use the pages. I don't want to do a complete tour of these because I've already shown them in other videos, but just to give you an idea, you can attach photos, you can add return addresses, little goodies. Here I have a cellophane bag and I cut out pictures of cookies. So each day has a number. Let me see. This one I did 2 years ago. And here was a cute little tag. Just stuck that in there. So there's tuck spots. There's places just to write. I use a lot of Christmas cards. This one I sewed onto the page and made, I think I did that. I'm not sure what I did there, to tell you the truth. But you can stitch it on, use pictures from books or magazines, and just commemorate the season. I do a lot with return address labels, tags that come on gifts, wrapping paper, any kind of ribbon, and so forth. So that was my first year, 2018, yeah, and then this was, I'm trying to think if that's right, but I'm pretty sure that is 2019. My friend Stacy from Stacy's Journaling Journey on YouTube, not YouTube, on Instagram, sent me this one. And so I had a lot of fun working through this larger size. I guess this is more of an A5 size. So Christmas cards. On this one, I tried to follow December daily drawing prompts. And I actually made up these. And I know there's different places you can get prompts, but I wanted to do my own. So I'm pretty sure I came up with those, but you could do that for yourself. 31 days. Write something that you think might be fun to incorporate in your journaling, maybe to stir up some memories of Christmases past. anyway, I drew there. So one of the prompts was holly, so I drew holly, and then added my little doodads from the day. One of the prompts, day 2, was stars, and so on. So you can do more journaling, or you can do more memory keeping, like things that you get or receive. I took pictures and printed them with my Ivy Canon printer. This one I really had fun with. Here, hang on. I don't want to give away people's addresses. Sleep in Heavenly Peace. Took the words of a song, and there's my 2 youngest sons with their new bunk bed in their newly remodeled room. So you get the idea there. Make it whatever you want it to be. Just have fun commemorating this season. And you could even have a gratitude journal going out through December. I think gratitude is important in times when we feel angst and frustration at things going on around us. It can calm our spirits. You can turn it in, add prayer requests. So anyway, I keep saying so. Wonder how many times I've said it throughout the video so far. I'll try to watch that. This is the one I made last year. I made a few last year. This is an extra one that I didn't have a home for. Yeah, I think I made some for gifts. So I did it again. Okay, that's going to annoy me now. I loved the little gingerbread people here. I'll just page through this one quickly, and you can see if you're thinking about making a junk journal for this occasion, for a December daily, all you need to do is collect scrapbook paper, cardstock. This is coffee or tea dyed paper. You can use old Christmas cards, what this is here. You can use printer paper. You can use scraps. Sometimes adding a page like this, where everything in this one is more of a standard or narrow size Traveler's Notebook journal size. I like to put in odds and end pieces to give it a little bit of a variety, kind of mix it up a bit. I also, as mentioned, really like to add pictures from old Christmas picture type books. You can get them really cheap, like at Goodwill or any kind of thrift store. I liked this picture a lot. I was holding it closer. So it's a staircase. It's decorated, but it makes me think of Christmas. In an ideal world, I would have a staircase that looked like that, but it feels festive and so forth. So it makes me feel the celebration of Christmas. And, just when I say that, I'm happy with my staircase. What I mean is like just feeling festive. To me, that seems festive. Here I have like this ledger paper. I made a little tuck spot right here. And put this little mini booklet in there for additional words I want to journal, or maybe words to a song or a Bible verse. This is in here. I think it's super cute. These are like, I think, meringue. Yeah, meringue mushrooms. I love that. I would probably not take the time to make them, but I think that's super cute. So there you go. So cut down all your pages to the size you want, or that fit overall within the size you want. Sometimes a torn page adds a little bit of texture and flair. And side note there, put them all together, and you can staple them or you can bind them together. This is a wax linen thread I bought off of Amazon a few years ago. It works great for journaling because the waxy texture really holds the string together nicely. I love putting in pictures from children's books too. I hate to cut them up, but it was something I got real cheap, and I just thought that the memory and the feelings that this stirs up is worth putting it in the journal. I don't have little kids here anymore, and when my grandkids are here, they want to play with their aunts and uncles and not read books with grandma, so no point in keeping a bunch of books around. Anyway, so I keep interrupting myself, but I just want you to see what this can look like. You use whatever papers, washes, details you want. Make it as simple or as ornate as you like. For a December daily, I enjoy having this little bit of a simpler format. I think it's very pretty to look at. It invites me, it makes me want to journal in it, but I haven't added a ton of detail. I like to go back on each day and add that kind of thing. So for instance here, I had the tuck spot already, but then I added some samples of wrapping paper we were using that year that I especially liked. Here's a little tag from a gift that I received. You can go back and add stuff later after Christmas. Maybe you want to go through your cards or wrapping paper at that point and add in some details. But starting with a basic book will not overwhelm you. Just do pages, and you can glue in envelopes as you go. Or make a little corner tuck spot out of the corner of an envelope. Put that in there and add stuff. Recycling Christmas cards, just use the front cover. You can round off the corners if you like. So here is a journaling card. So maybe you have Christmas cards sitting around from last year. You could get those out and start prepping a journal. This one was made in the standard size, like I said. This one, I don't know exactly what size this is. I just folded a manila envelope, and I'm trying to think. Sometimes I put stuff inside the cover. This one I did not. I just used the manila envelope. I sewed on pictures from a Christmas book with lots of festive pictures. I inked it up. I used embroidery floss here, and it was a lot flatter when it started out, but it bulked up, but still not unmanageably so. And then I just tie this with a ribbon, or slide it on like that. I like to do ribbons and add a little embellishment on the ribbon sometimes. This is loose, so I'm going to retie that. Also, when you get packages and they come with ribbon on them, maybe like a store-bought pre-wrapped type gift, you know, soaps or those cocoa and mug things, sometimes there are ribbons on there. So instead of tossing that, you might be able to use it in your journal. I kind of have new eyes for things now since junk journaling. Anything, think beyond the box, make your little book what you want. I am going to enjoy this size this year because I can just slip it into one of my Traveler's Notebook covers and have a little December daily book. Oh, and another thing you might consider is just cutting the corners. If you're using it in a Traveler's Notebook where the elastic bands are, this will keep your pages from crushing if you do a little cutout. So I like that, but I've really enjoyed all three of those. I think I was talking about the size on this. It's a manila envelope folded in half. So that's another thing you can use for a cover. Stacy chose to laminate this, so that's made this really durable, and she did the eyelets. So I can open that and open this up numerous times. It really reinforces the cover so it won't tear. So that's a nice design too. And then I added these. My friend Vicki at Vicki's Journals and Crafts. I always want to say Arts and Crafts, Journals and Crafts. Vicki, I apologize, I always do that. She's on YouTube and also Instagram under Vicki, and she has tons of creative ideas. But I loved that fringe. That's not something that I normally am drawn to, but I like the shabby, scrappy book of all kinds of stuff. So I said that again. Anyway, picked up on the same theme as there with that. I like Vicki's ideas, so I bought some of that. Again, off of Amazon. But I think you can buy it at craft stores as well. So this year will be that size. And then quickly, I wanted to just update you on my pencil pouches. I finally have two that I feel like look like were not made by a kindergartner. So I'm pretty happy with these. Again, they're not perfect, but they look neat and tidy. Got a little bunched up there. This one probably turned out the best. I used a solid backing there. Here I used the stuff that came with the bag. I don't know if you can see in there, but I really like that floral design. But I wanted to have the deer. I was really drawn to that. This one turned out pretty good. It's a little wonky there, but the cover's kind of funny because I don't feel like there's any focal point. This one I think looks a little better. And then here is how I did the backs. I think the backs of both of those are fine. And so pretty happy with that. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, which is so funny, is this stencil. If you have any kind of letter stencil, it would be nice to use in your December daily. I don't know if I actually ever showed you a page where I had it numbered very well. If you have leftover number stickers, you can use those. Like if you have alpha stickers that have numbers on them too, that's good to use for your December daily. But so I bought this because Sarah Martinez had a similar thing but much smaller on her recent post a couple days ago. I can't remember the title of the video, but I said, oh, I saw those on Amazon, and I bought one on Amazon. Well, hers fit into the pocket of a journal, so I don't know if it'd be 3 or 4 inches wide, about that tall, maybe 6 inches or something. And this, I swear, and I don't really swear, but I vow to you that it said 3 by 3. So I thought, okay, you know, something like that, that'll fit great in a journal. I ordered it, and then I look back at it, and it was like 6 by 6. And I'm like, what the heck? Where was that 3 by 3 thing that I read? So this isn't terrible, but obviously it's not going to fit in a journal. It's not portable in a journal. I like that it's metal because it won't bend when you're trying to write through it. And it seems, you know, sturdy enough for that. Maybe a glare there. Sorry. It's kind of hard to look and hold it. Anyway, it's pretty neat. I think they called it French letters or vintage letters or something. And it's by this Alex Melnick. It was on Amazon. It was the smallest size, but there was a 3 by 3 dimension given in one of the descriptions. So I'm like, great. Yay, finally found it. And then this comes. So I'm debating on if I want to return it because it was around, I want to say it was about $10. But it will last forever. But anyway, this will work really nicely for numbering. So say I'm doing day 9. It's going to make a nice, big, fun, ornate 9. The ones I typically use are just the block letter ones, and those are fun, but I kind of like the little bit of flair that this has. So I may keep it, you know, it's just frustrating when they tell you one thing, and then, or you think you're getting one thing, and then you're not. But it's easily returnable, so that's up to me. And it said, I just wanted to measure a letter here. So yeah, it did say about 1.5 inches, and that seems what that is. So I should have known that all those letters weren't going to fit on, numbers weren't going to fit on, excuse me, a 3 by 3 thing, but oh well. Live and learn. I'm still debating on that. But I think if I send it back, I wish I would have kept it. So we'll see. And then the last thing is my son Jacob and his wife Carlin and their son Beckham gave me a gift card to Amazon for my birthday, so I decided to buy this bottle of ancient copper. Now I know I've talked about just having samples because there's so many wonderful inks out there to try, but I love the bottles. This is so cool. Was sitting in my garage overnight, which I didn't know. It's a pretty bottle. I like these glass bottles especially. I guess these diamine inks and the smaller ones are plastic and maybe the bigger ones are glass. I have loved this ancient copper though. I've seen it talked about a lot. Donna, thank you. She sent me this sample and I loved it. I loved it in my new Kaweco, or not Kaweco, Kaweco brass sport pen. It writes really nice in there on the right paper. A little scratchy otherwise, but on the right paper. I love this, and it's working well in my TWSBI broad nib, TWSBI Eco broad nib. It's a beautiful color, lots of shading, and it feels like a pretty good wet ink. I have their sepia, and although I love the color, I haven't liked it a whole lot because it seems drier to me. I like the ones that feel much more wet when they go on. And that Kaweco brass pen seems to bring out a lot of good qualities in the inks that I have. So I'm just slowly trying some of my, what I thought would be favorite inks in that pen to see how I like them. But I liked this one well enough and felt like I would use it a lot. So I decided to use my gift money and buy that. So I think I've updated you on everything that's going on in my journaling world. I wanted to just put this out there. I know it's not Thanksgiving yet, but it's a good time to think about it. You can throw together one of these, super easy, trust yourself, there's no experts out there. Just throw together your paper, fold it, tie it or staple it, however you want to do that. The pages don't have to be identical. In fact, like I said, different things for different pages really make an interesting book to look at, and then when they're all full, they're just so much fun. It's like I always feel like it's like a scavenger hunt when you look through somebody's junk journal, or you're looking through their Bible when they're done. It's just like treats on every page, like so much fun to reflect over and look at after the event is done. Okay, that's all. A little bit of a ramble today, but thank you for joining me. I hope this inspires you to get ready for December. And, if you have a book ready, look for things to make your day happy. Maybe it's just having a cup of hot chocolate or coffee, talking with a friend, or wrapping some presents. Whatever your life is about at this point, see it as a gift and embrace it and record it and make a memory. Thanks again. See you later. Bye.